Good morning, everybody. Jumping on in. Hopefully, everybody's night was good. Wasn't too bad. Our daughter is still kicking around with a fever a little bit, so it kind of sucks. But otherwise, what can you do, right? Just following doctor's orders. Doctors are I like if you're a doctor, it's nothing personal. Just I think some doctors can be wankers. That's for sure. But apparently we have to go and get new antibiotics today, so that's always a good thing. The ones that they gave us uh, proactively that we've used last time didn't work. So I mean, really, it's not on them, but still, it kind of sucks because she's just all in discomfort and pain and just sleeping all the time. So yeah. Hopefully we can get this resolved. But enough with the sadness and gloom. We're gonna. Yesterday we hit it, right? I gave you my zones yesterday. And the zones worked out. I had the weakness zone, right? That one little spot. I'm like, nah, it's pretty weak here. And I'll show it on the charts, right? I was like, this is my first zone. If we can reject off of there and push up, we're going to have a good run. And we did with ES. Oof, was that a run. And then we had gold. Same thing. Did not anticipate that move from gold like that, especially with yesterday's data coming in. Not as, it's pretty much or it was forecasted to be lower for the jobs data, but it ended up being higher. So when that jobs data was higher, that becomes a more hawkish mood for the Fed chair. So I expected like gold, the continuation on it. It's down. What I have noticed now that I've been able to kind of like reset and set back is that gold and ES, gold and the SPY, are no longer following each other as much as they were, over the last months, where if ES was going up, gold was going up, right? Now it seems like gold is starting to actually follow the dollar strength like it used to, which is crazy. So, like bond yields climbed last night, and oil has been staying low, and so that started dropping gold like it normally does, like a traditional in the traditional economic sense. That's how it should have been. Good morning. Conclusion is good to see you, man. Um, yeah, and so that's that changing of dynamics in the market that you got to kind of stay in tune with, because sometimes those little nuances may take a day or two. And I'm not going to blame that on why we got cooked on that Asian session, but that's still like sometimes it takes some of those trades to figure out, like, okay, here we go. Yeah, we have changing conditions in the market. And then the earnings from a lot of companies have just been so strong when it comes to MES that bond yields really have not, and dollar strength haven't been having such a serious effect that we would anticipate. So, with that being said, that's why we've been seeing so much strength in the SPY, uh, not related to bond yields, which is, I guess, a good thing. It's folks are still willing to invest in the companies, and we're starting to have a stronger economic outlook. Yes, inflation is still high, so that could be that other factor pushing into it. But yeah, today economic news. We got two things coming on today. I'm gonna pop it up here on the charts. Today is Warsh is talking at 6 o'clock, so it's in 30 minutes. If I remember correctly, this is not FOMC. This is not FOMC. Okay, this is him in Europe with the ECB, and they're talking about monetary policy. Now, the question is, are they actually going to talk about, rate cuts? Is he going to really dictate forward guidance? Because it's not FOMC, I don't, I don't anticipate that to be the action. Because last time we had something like this was back when Powell was in office, and it was the same thing, same pop up, and he was at the same speech over in Denver, I believe it was. It was like a year ago or something. But everybody got all worked up because, oh, he's talking. And then he made it very clear that he was not going to be talking about how he's going to, like his forward movement with policy. So we'll see today. Expect volatility nonetheless, because, it's like a herd of cats, right? Herd of cats is going to smell the catnip, and they're like, oh, wait a second. I can smell the catnip. There's something going on. I'm gonna blah, 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 blah. And that's the uneducated folks, right? So, but you can also take advantage of that. That's always the possibility. I don't, because I'm not going to be able to understand which direction is what when people start like, oh, is he going to do this or this or this? So, just keep in mind there's going to be volatility about 9 o'clock Eastern time. So right before the market opens. I'll be curious to see what happens. I'll pull it up on my phone here and kind of listen into it while we're BSing and doing this here. But yeah, just something to keep in mind. They do have that coming up. And then we have the manufacturing PMI data. That one won't be as strong, but this one will be pretty hot topic, hot toddy. So where am I looking today? Let's get it again, right? Because I called it. I called this bounce yesterday on MES. I was like, if we can bounce off this zone and with a good candle closure, we did, and you can expect a run up. If not, we're going down to this other support and we're running up. So, boom, great play, excellent play. I hope those who saw made it worth it. So we'll do MES first. Sorry, I don't want to get distracted too much. All right. So with today, everything's still the same in play, right? You can see we're probably slowing down into this consolidation area after this big pop and slowdown is because of the washy wash. I told you that it's funny how that stuff works. People are going to base a lot of stuff off that. And I hope maybe he does bring some forward guidance, but the way he brought it up last time is that the markets have to, like literally he said, the markets have to figure it out for themselves. So if you expect him to go off topic in a non-FOMC meeting, yeah, I don't know about that one, big guy. All right, so these are our supports right down here. Those are those little baby supports. They are still the valid supports. Today is a pretty bullish day. This one is probably going to be a momentum type trading day because we had our breakout of the overall pattern, right? You look at this. We had the, highs, went to low, new lower highs, new lower lows, new continuation down. Then we had this breakout on the line, right, of that direction of lower lows, or newer lows and lower lows, and now we finally changed direction. Okay, now we're popping out. We're popping out of that zone. Now we're going in a new momentum of direction. We do have this next zone of resistance, which is going to be a good question is where. Looks like it's going to be probably about right here. I can see this being, because we have good sell volume in these candles right down here. Good sell volume. Let me zoom this in. There we go. Always makes it easy. And I'm on the 1 hour, because remember I pick out the 1 hour first before I get to the other one. But yeah, we have a lot of selling resistance in the volume here. So this is some pressure here. So this next zone is going to be up here. This whole zone is what we're in right now. So you can anticipate lots of buyers and sellers in this zone. Luckily, we've popped up into this area. So hopefully buyers, in theory, should take over and we'll reach this upper limit of this zone. If not, then we go back down. We test the baby support and we have a pop back up. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if I were to put a line here, 1, 2. Like this. You can do one of two ways, right? You got these two upper candles here. And the reason I'm choosing these two uppers instead of like including this lower section is, one, I want a little more breathing room, a little more realistic, space just in case. But you have the most volume out of these candles here and these candles here. So that means there's a lot of orders in these areas if buyers and sellers are still holding in those areas. So that's why I'm choosing those. This will be that line, which would be 7,590. Bond yields, like I said, did climb last night. They can have a minor effect. I know I talked about it in the beginning, but we'll see. We'll see, because we may have that push down as well. But on the 5 minute, that'll be my zone. We are now in this zone between about 7,500 and 7,590. And we're sitting in there. We have this double bottom that we have yet to come back to and retrace down here. So yesterday I was kind of waiting for it, and so I want to see it come back down to here realistically today. I feel like there's going to be a lot of volatility with this speech coming on. So that's what I would expect. That's just my anticipation. It's my guess, right? It's I got to give the spiel. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Not future success is not indicative from past results. Past results do not indicate future success, right? But I'm just saying this is what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'm looking down here to have any sort of pop-up, and the reason being is we came up, we tried to kind of go back up and we failed, tried to go back up and we failed, and now we're kind of going down on this smaller time frame. But that doesn't mean I'm going to try and short it. You can, people do that. I'm looking at longs because the overall big picture, right? We are still, look at that. We had the 50 just cross the 200 EMA on my 1 hour. We are in the change of direction. So although it looks nice to go counterintuitive, I want to take the most probable setup, and the most probable setup would be waiting for a long. So that is that. Case and point. But yeah. So I'll be looking down here. I'll probably set an alert at like 7:06, and I'll do that right now too. Add an alert there, just so I can get annoyed by it. And crossing every time because I like to be annoyed. So it's like, hey Chris, hey Chris, hey Chris, hey Chris. So that's what I'll be looking at today for ES. That means I'll only have one opportunity today And if we break through this and plow through, and we're going down to the second zone. These zones are still valid until proven otherwise. But yeah, this is what I'll be waiting for. And you can just tell there's some good candle volume coming in here, and that's because the volatility is starting to pick up. Yeah, maybe I will short it just for giggles. But I'm already up for the day. I'd be playing with casino money, with house money. Yeah, I mean today we're up $630 so that's pretty nice. That's pretty fun. That was good. Uh, Maybe I will. Maybe I'll take like a one micro contract size, but with the wash coming thing, nah. You know what? It's too early for that. I can't make those big decisions in the morning. I just know where I'm gonna wait for my setup, and that's gonna be down here. See, I bet you guys do that too. Maybe you don't. Maybe you got it a lot more figured out than I do. But you wake up on these early mornings and you're like, oh, I could take that trade, but is that really going to be the most probable setup for me for the day that's going to get me that huge or whatever win? But gosh, does this look good? This does look tempting. Looks very tempting. But oh well. All right, we're gonna look at gold real quick. All right, so gold. This was yesterday. Called out the same thing. I was like, here's our first zone. If we reject here, we're gonna pop up. And what did we do? We popped up. And this is the second zone. Did it again. Bond yield started climbing last night. And look at this nonsense. We're back up here again. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Wild. Yeah, I was playing short all Asian session and just like taking this down, back down to this zone that we've been sitting in around 3,980. So it's been, I'll go to the 1 hour, make this easy, right? This is that zone again. The same one from the night before where that we all got, at least I got clapped on. Same zone. I was like, I'm targeting this. And started shorting it, rode this whole, all the way down. I took profits here and there, took profits partials here and there. And oh man, that was a good play. That was fun. And it did it again. It bounced right off this sucker and then ran up. So is it going to have another bounce? That I don't know. Usually after then the reason why is because I've seen it where after so many of these bounces, you can have like multiple bottoms here. But as far as like having a fourth or a fifth on a higher time frame, yeah, the odds of that happening are pretty slim. But with that being said, we are now back up here. I don't even know if gold would be tradable today for me. I may have to wait until after the meeting to see. This could be like a switch down to a really small time frame and just take like a really small play, like the 15-minute and the 1 minute. So with gold, we still have this zone. This is still the valid zone. We're looking at 4,109 to 3,980. We've closed above the 50 EMA. We're meeting this set of resistance here that's been sitting for a while. Man, I gotta get a new mouse, but I'm too cheap to do it. Too cheap to do it. Gas prices are still too high. Why would I get a new mouse? Why would I get a new Amazon mouse for $5 when a tank of gas costs more than $5? It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, looks like we're going to be stuck in this zone. If we can get a breakout above 4,050 today, then I'll be looking at longs. big time, big time. But if not, and we have a breakdown below this 4,028, and I think that was because of that zone there. I'm going to short this sucker again. And I don't know if I'll take it all the way down, but I know that that's probably where I would enter another short. But right now we're stuck in this zone. Yesterday it failed with a breakout and a retest. So if this broke out, right, if we follow this same thing, if we do today, right, if it comes out, comes back, and does this, I've talked about it before. If you guys have seen my earlier lessons in the months, right, if we have that rejection that hard and it does not retest back up, you can expect us to continue back down and go back down to the other zone of support. And it's happened multiple times now, that every time, and I've noticed this specifically with my breakout strategy too, is we have this breakout, we'll come back. If it does not have volume and it does not close engulfing this other candle here, and it does the opposite, we always continue downward. And 9 times out of 10, that's how it works. And I will play that. I will play something like that where then it's the opposite effect. We'll have a little bit of rebound or we won't. I'll enter a short and ride this puppy down. I think, what time was it? Yeah, it was 11. I was done for the day at that time, so I did not take that ending of day trade. But that's something to keep in mind. Now today, pop out, come back, maybe some positivity pushing up, and be opportunity for some longs. So what am I seeing? Overall, we're still in this zone. I need a breakout in one of these directions before I take any position whatsoever. So we either need to get above 4,050 or we need to get below 4,029. Gold is so wild and erratic that I would like to stay at the most highest probability for the trade. And that's going to be either picking below here or up here. So I'm going to wait for the breakout and retest on those. And you can expect more movement after that. And we're not even at market open yet. So good morning, Angel. Yes, I'm giving you all the signals for the live stream. I was right yesterday. I was definitely right. If you didn't catch it, we're going long on ES today. But yep, gold here, it can go either way. Just anything above 4,049 or anything below 429, I'm looking at shorts here or I'm looking at longs here. And because our bond yield and the dollar's still strong, I'd be more convinced on shorts. But, you know, I'm going to follow the technicals on this one because Warsh said, why don't you follow the markets, you retail banshees? You know, he's like, you guys can figure it out yourselves. That's not exactly what he said, but that's how I took it. So I will set an alert here. Boo, boo, boo. Once per annoyingness. And then another one so I can get really annoyed. Now remember, market's going to open. That speech is going to come. We're going to see something. We're going to see some volatility. Just wait. That's why you use patience. You have, look at this. You have 8 hours and 11 minutes before the market closes. I know you don't want to stare at the charts all day, and you don't. You set indicators and walk away. Or alerts. Sorry, you set alerts and walk away. And then you can come back and like, maybe you look at it on your phone. You're like, it's not ready yet. And then you just go do your day, stress-free. And then you come back. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at my phone. It said this. That looks good. I'm going to go to the computer. And voila, right? It's good to go. You're just very stress-free. You're waiting for those setups. And if it doesn't work today, it doesn't work today. You want to know what happens if it doesn't work today? Somebody tell me in the chat, what happens if it doesn't work today? Blow it up. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. Because you subscribe to the channel, you'll be able to chat. I just try and keep a lot of the riffraff out. But yeah, what happens, right? We didn't lose any money, and we only gained knowledge for the day of how the price action can work and what is happening. So like that's the best thing. It'll work tomorrow. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Angel. It will work tomorrow. Uh, if it doesn't work today, blow all accounts. Yeah, yeah. Um, that's exactly right. And if you just got in here, Angel, I just told him like that Asian session, that was a rough session. We blew all them buddies. But, uh, yeah, today's a different day. We're on a different path. And Angel, if you didn't catch it, you can rewind it. But I know you're a busy cat, Sin, and I like you. So, ES, that's what I got today, folks, for the gold and ES. I'm gonna look at crypto here in a minute, but as far as like what I'm looking at on ES is we've had this breakout. We're having this push up. I'm expecting a retest back down to here, about the 7,505. And that's purely because there's a double bottom sitting down here on the 5 minute. And I think that was it. And we started changing direction, right? Because we had newer highs. This price action moving downward, which was higher lows, lower lows, higher lows, lower lows, higher lows, lower lows. Now we've broken out, and now we're creating a new change of direction just based on price action. The trend lines don't matter. It's just the price of direction now. Earnings are getting strong. Things are getting good. I know we have the dollar and bond yields are still high, but I feel like there's going to be some sort of manipulation here. And the reason being is on the 5 minute, we're not having that continuation up. We just had rejection down. And we tried to come back up, rejection, tried to come back up, and then we just tanked. And then we tanked again. So now on the smaller time frame, we're on a slower slope. Now, there's a possibility 100% that this could pop and just go up. I would be prepared for that, right? You just got to kind of keep an eye on it. But as far as I can see, I feel like that's not much of a manipulation down for us to take advantage of, especially for this double bottom just sitting here. It's primed and ready. And look at all the volume as far as buyers. There's a lot of people stepping in right in here. And yes, it's at market open, but we have this whole consolidation zone, right? And buyers took over this. So I'll be looking for down here. That's my zone. That's my prettiness for that. There you go, Angel. Now you can spread the word. You can spread the word that way. So, yeah, that's what I got as far as that goes today. Yeah, tonight, last night was hot. So we're up pretty good today. So much so that I don't need to really advance too hard. But you know, when the heat's rolling, you might as well go right into that flame. So all these are on funded accounts. I just got 5 of these bad boys last night from trading. So I got about like 1,600 last night just to get those in. Now I'm up 200 in those. Yeah, and I have my live account and then my E8 Markets account here, which is sitting pretty. I can't get much more because there is a consistency rule and a best day rule. And if you go over a certain amount, then you have to like really grind out for like the final like, oof. I think if you get anything over 2,000, you have to at least rack up $10,000 in profit to end up getting a payout, which because they expect your consistency based on how much you made to be consistently $2,000 a day, which is insanely hard to do if you're doing a lot of size and stuff. Like I was literally last night trading 1 to 8 micros all night long. So not all night long, just part of the Asian session. and I did it doing it from my live account, and so that margin in that live account was really low. I can't do that much. But the beautiful thing about using like something like this trade syncer for prop firms is you can like change the ratio, so it kind of ups it up based on like your account size and stuff like that. I locked up my Lucids today. These accounts, I locked them up because I just need a couple $100, and like it's the minimum days. So those are locked up because I don't want to risk those, because those are my main money, the main ones that are pulling in money. Those, as you guys have seen, if you come over to our little community here in the Discord, don't miss out. Today's the last day to check it all out. All right, it's the last day. As far as I know, Mo said it was the last day. If that's the case, the description below, you'll see it. It's this Stockmo Earner Tier Plus indicator. You get all of his indicators. He talks about the EMAs. He talks about his strategy and whatnot, and I use part of that as well. But you click on that, and it pops you over, and you have the free trial for... You start it now, you get 3 free days just to look at it. You don't need to like pay for it or anything. You just look at it. And if you end up wanting to, you use code FREEDOM, and then it drops down to like $100 a month. But yeah, super cool little community. But like, where is she at? Here, I'll just pull it up. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Also, E8 Markets is coming out with this radical zero. Oh, I'm so excited. Zero rules, essentially. In a sense, there's rules still on their prop firm, but like, it's going to be zero. That's what they're calling it. They're calling it zero. I expect the price to be a little more hefty because of this, but you can do it in futures now, and you can take these daily payouts. Oh man, it's beautiful. When they release it and when the time comes, I will make sure that you guys get to see that, and we'll kind of talk about it a little more. Hang on 1 sec. You may disconnect for like 3 seconds. I gotta pause my VPN. All right, can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I had to switch up that VPN to log in. Ooh, boo, bop, boo da, boo da, boo da. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear me now. Let me know. Yeah, my dogs. All right, what's up? All right, so I wanted to show you a couple things. So I'm going to pull it up right now. Here goes. And if you like poker, E8 Markets, if you're in their little Discord community, they're doing poker on Thursday, where I will be beating Angel for finally in poker. I'm gonna take him down. This isn't trading. Poker's where it's at. I've been playing poker since I was like 5 years old. So the game is on. The game is on. But you guys can come in too. It's free, right? You just sign up and you join into the community, and then you can play. So that's what's super cool. You know, it makes things more interactive. Where the heck is this thing? Uh, man. Where's the secret E80 angel? I'm trying to look on here. It's not even in here. Because I know I found some of the rules in here. Oh, there it is. Okay. I can pull it up on Instagram. I got you. All right, so right here, right, this is what they're doing. They're doing a no consistency rule, no buffer, no minimum trading days, no trailing drawdown, no daily profit that you have like profit cap that you have to do, no activation fee, no live. You in the charts. It's pretty cool. 100% payout share. Now that's an update. So this is going to be pretty freaking sweet when this comes out, and I love how they do it with futures. So I'm going to be dropping some dimes. I'll be dropping some dimes. But yeah, there's a poker match coming up. If you have any questions, just DM me and I can help you get set up with the poker match. But you got to set up sooner than later because sometimes chairs run out in the poker match. But this is not released yet. So, but yeah, so for here, right, we're up for the week. June was a great week. Very green week for those accounts that I had. So I was trying to keep them safe, and I've been keeping them safe. So far, so good. We just keep them rolling. Keep them rolling. I'm still up like 10 grand in the account. I'm just trying to keep it consistent. Keep it consistent and not blow up. You just definitely, when you're right now, I'm like edging on like, holy crap, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna like so I'm like, I'm just gonna take my quick wins and get out. Quick wins and get out. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Colin Rice thing that helps you with the 8, and then the Trade Zilla. I found something else out that some of the prop firms have journals in them. So if you don't want to pay for a journal like that, but you want to like be a part of a prop firm and like use their stuff, some prop firms have journals in them. So that's another way to like save your buck, right? Because I'm all about saving the buck. Is trade within like those things and you'll have access to that. The only problem is you have to be trading a prop firm account in order for that trade journal to actually work, or you have to trade an eval or something like that. That's the only downside. You can't connect like your brokerage like Robinhood or any of that stuff to it. So yeah, that's the only downside. All right, we'll end it off with XRP. I'll see what we got going here for our crypto world. I still expect crypto to go down for a while. Doesn't even matter what Wash says. I just think that's where we're heading for a while. I hear I'm already in on some of the position with XRP around 113. I'm really waiting to see we get down to $1 again. And my anticipation is to unload a bag and fill up the bag at 1. If we go down to 80 cents, like Mo possibly brought up, because Mo knows, all right? He knows. He has like 20 plus years of knowledge, compared to my, I think coming on 6 now, 5, 6. Something like that. I don't know. Anywho, yeah, if we go down to that, that's going to be so sad. But that's also an opportunity. But that's what I would think. But yeah, if you look on the day chart here, we broke through this 112, which was that big old wick here, and this little protection zone here from November 2024. After we break through that, right, that would be scary. You're looking at uncontested, like if you're following a fair value gap, if these were all set up with buyers and no sellers, right? And we've talked about that, the sellers take over in these zones, and then just if it's selling strong enough, that could push us all the way down to here, which would be about 0.75. Maybe we get some resistance here. If not, 0.66. That would be so terrifying. Like, I could not imagine holding on to that bag at $3. Like, I got in and FOMO'd and like, oh yeah, I'm super excited. I'm at $3, $3.20. We're going up. We're going up. Like we wanted, because we all want this sucker to go up. And then you're sitting on a bag at 60 cents. What is that anyway? That percentage gap? Oh, it makes me want to cry. Just from there. That can't be 300%. Well, it says 375%, but I don't think that's the case. I would assume that would be, you're at $3, went down to $1. Yeah, that's 200, just over 200%. That's quite a bit of negative return. So yeah, crypto community is bleeding hard. So I feel for all of you crypto enthusiasts out there like myself, just this is just not looking good. And that's why we're trading ES, and that's why we're trading gold, and we're trading everything else but crypto right now. We're holding off. We're holding off until we see something better on the charts. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at too. That's how it's going to be until I bet you it's either FOMC happens, something weird in the news happens. We may get a pop, right? But for now, I see continual rejection. I mean, yeah, this last candle was bigger than these other candles, but we're stuck in this zone here. Sorry. So I guess we just got to wait and see, but I'm not liking it. But yeah. I guess in a perfect world, if I wanted to get in the bag, I would wait until we dropped all the way down there, but that's not anticipated, and we've already dropped more than past percentage that we have on Bitcoin, right? Every year on end that we've had a crypto winter, Bitcoin has dropped like only 40%, 50%. I can't remember the exact number, but we've always had that consistent dip. This one's a little bigger than 60%. That's what it was, 60%. And then we end up eventually having the recovery conveniently around the halving event. Is when we start seeing a recovery about 6 months beforehand, because people are like remembering that, like, this is the time. This is the time. That's just an assumption because I've seen it on the charts now. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm going to think like them and like, all right, I'm going to prep for that. So I could wait, and that would be a good spot to wait for those zones with XRP. But, I feel like $1 is a pretty nice psychological zone. Even if I have to hold it through part of it, that's okay. If we do get that dip, I would get out. I would have to get out at that point, because that would be, going from $1 to 70, you're losing like a third of your profit from there, with the possibility of it going down to like 50% or 50 cents, which would then turn into half. But yeah, I'm looking at $1 as a psychological zone and waiting for that as like a enter in on the bag, right? I don't think I'll put the whole bag at $1, but I'm going to put a good decent amount at the $1. And like I said, it's not financial advice, it's just what I'm going to do. In hopes. Because if we go up to $3, that'd be great. That's like, now my $1 just got 3x'd. So that's nice. But Yeah, that's what we got for crypto. Now, if we were day trading this bad boy, let's get after it. Let's do this. Let's do this sideways nonsense here. All right, we're on the 1 hour. We had this breakout below that on that higher time frame. We've, new lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And now we're kind of stagnated here. So I would say this is our bottom, right? This is our bottom here. And we've come up, rejected, come up, rejected. So this is going to be our top. So now we're in this zone. This is just following price action. I just put the lines, like people will call this trend line trading, and I get it because I'm putting lines, but really I just use it to identify these, areas of support and resistance with price action. So this is what I'm looking at. A break below, and we're all sad. And then I'm entering in, no matter what, for the long term. But day trading this, right? Maybe it could be a good time to scalp in between these. If we have a breakout above, then I would be looking at longs here, and we'd take it up to the next zone, which would be about 112. So if we were going to day trade this, that's what I would be looking at. Same stuff, but crypto can move pretty good. Crypto can move very good. Yeah. I would have an assumption, right? But assumptions are like buttholes. They stink, and we all have them. Just kind of based on what I've seen in the past. On this 5 minute here, if we brought down to the smaller time frame, like this is an area of support here. We have support here. It's not the best because we had this fight here, and this pushed down and pushed us down and pushed us down, but it kept rejecting every time. So on the smaller time frame, this could be an area of support, and that's what we're in right now. We're only seeing this green candle so wickedly because of the Warsh speech coming up, and I mean he's talking right now, and I'm gonna go tune into that after this. But yeah, I mean if we have a continuation up, this may be a long for just this short play from here to here. So this is something to keep an eye on. I wouldn't consider this a really good setup at all. It's just so choppy with the cryptos. And look at this, guys. Remember, we've talked about the sidewaysness. It fits on the whole chart. Yeah, this is why we trade the others. Don't need to trade more. We just need to trade quality. All right, well, that's what I got for you guys today. Ain't nothing much more. Enjoy the plays. And I will see you on. Maybe we'll do a secret Asia session today. But I'm gonna get that kid taken care of first. So make sure she's okay. I'll let you know if you're in our community. You're the ones who will know. Nobody else is gonna know but you. So I'll see you next time, and